It is time to train. Today's agenda is clean and jerk.
Do I move my hips at all?
7 a.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays. If you're a UTA student, come on by. This morning we got Mark warming up on the barbell. We got Patrick. Say hey, Patrick. And we're getting ready to get started here. So one thing I've always loved about Olympic lifting is the explosivity, the power, and the technique, continuous motion. I started Olympic lifting because of CrossFit, which I still love and still do. But I think you can teach, learn, and practice Olympic lifting on its own, even today. Has a really underutilized and super fun practice. Talk to me about protein.
Protein. It's been scientifically proven that you only need 0.8 grams per pound of body mass. So having 200 grams of protein a day is not doing shit for you. It's what protein companies market so they can sell shit to you regardless of being vegan or not. So I eat like 140 grams a day minimum, and that's fine for me.
Soy boy.
One more?
Yep. Really quickly before the video continues, I want to say hi. I want to let you know what's about to happen. This next section is all about food and eating, and the reason I want to share it with you is because I think if you can change the way you think about your eating, it can have a huge impact on your performance. Obviously, eating is what the body needs to do in order to keep moving, and so I don't want y'all to miss out on this really critical component of the way the body has been built, the way the body has been made, and what the body has been made for. So without further ado, let's talk about food. My goal today is to give you some tips that are going to help you think about food in a more holistic, big picture kind of way, and that are going to allow you to start eating healthier with a little bit less of the pressure, less calorie counting, and less stress. A lot of people refer to some of these techniques or have used some of these techniques in something called intuitive eating, which is generally what I'd say that I do. But I really just mean to give you these tips as they stand and hope that they help you in some way. Quick disclaimer, I am not a dietitian and I'm not a nutritionist. That being said, I've collected this advice from my own experience as well as from the learning and teaching of other coaches and athletes I've been able to work with and learn from over the years. The first tip that I want to offer you is I want you to try creating more colorful plates of food. If you can throw a little bit of tomato, spinach, mushroom onto your plate, that's going to go a long way into making sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need for your day. Not only in terms of your carbs, fats, proteins, which are your macronutrients, but also in terms of those smaller, more rare nutrients that you can only get in certain vegetables and fruits and other foods. Other ways that you can help build a more colorful plate are by using different carb sources and protein sources. If you frequently use chicken, beef, or fish as a protein source, you might try using chickpeas or lentils or regular peas from time to time, and you'll get new nutrients from those that can serve your body as well. If you're always using white rice or pasta, try using brown rice, sweet potatoes, and whole wheat breads to provide you with really complicated, nutrient-rich food sources. The second tip that I have for you in terms of your nutrition and eating has to do with the speed at which you eat. Eat a little bit slower. One, it's gonna help you with digestion. If you're eating slower, you're gonna give your body more time to catch up, quote unquote. It can digest what you've already put in so that you can put in more. The other reason you should eat slowly is because it takes your body a little bit of time to generate the hormones that are gonna tell you that you're full. Generally, that time is about 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. So it's important to eat slowly so that your body can provide you those hormones with enough time that you can adjust course if you realize you're full too late or earlier than you expected. This is important because it's going to help keep you from overeating, which a lot of people try to avoid. Maybe you're in a caloric surplus and fullness is okay. I would still recommend that you eat slowly because it's going to allow you to space out your digestion, which means you can maybe continue eating a little bit more than you usually might. I do actually recommend counting calories as a way to develop a sense for how much energy is in the food that you eat, but I don't necessarily think that you have to. The third tip that I have for you about eating has to do with when you eat. Plan your meals based on your activity for the day. If I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and go to the gym, I need to make sure that I have enough energy to fuel that session. That being said, I don't wanna eat right before the session because then I'm gonna be running, jumping, lifting, and I might not have fully digested yet. So what I really wanna do is make sure that I give myself enough time to digest before I go to the gym. Maybe that means waking up at 5:30, 6 a.m., and then having a good 30-minute to an hour window, depending on your own metabolism, to fully digest that food so that by the time I get to the gym, I can get in and get after it, and I don't have to worry about having enough energy because I know I'm fully fed. In the same vein, if I know I'm about to have a long stretch of time where I don't do very much activity, maybe it's a rest day, maybe I'm just at work all day long where I don't move too much. Well, I don't want to eat a lot of energy and then not spend it. The body's really good at knowing when you're not going to use energy. And when you don't use the energy that you eat, that's when it becomes stored energy on your body. And this is what a lot of people try to avoid. This is what happens when you gain weight. You're eating more than you're using. And so your body's gonna say, well, if you're gonna take this in, I'm gonna try to hold on to it. The body's goal is to survive, is to keep you going. And one of the ways it can do that is by storing energy for later. So it's really important to know when you're gonna be moving less and to taper back your eating a little bit for that time period. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. If you're an athlete who trains heavily throughout the week and you need enough energy to recover, go for it. Know yourself. But if your goal is to lose weight, maintain weight, or maintain a certain physique, it's important to make sure that you're not eating big meals before periods of low movement or activity. These tips are designed to be general, not specific. They're designed to help you start to think a little bit more about how you're eating in this unique and holistic way. In favor of my own tips and in favor of intuitive eating as a concept, if you do try these tips, I think they'll go a long way in terms of helping you go a little bit easier on yourself and also take some of that mental load off in terms of preparing, eating, just enjoying meals. If you have any other contributions, thoughts, or questions, you're welcome to do so in the comments. I'll be happy to dialogue with you. Good luck on your fitness journeys, and I hope that your bodies continue to serve you well.